Hi, welcome to the Accountability Experiment. These, this video series is two people, myself and my friend Aaron, holding each other accountable to reaching our goals. We've got some bigger goals for ourselves, and these are the real, raw conversations of us holding each other accountable to going after our bigger dreams and missions. And the intention of this channel is one for people to get inspiration from our conversations, and the other goal and vision for this channel is for people to listen to these conversations and say, "Man, I want to go after my goal," and then they reach out on this channel and comment, reach out to me, and we actually have a recorded conversation. We put it up on the channel of defining this person's goals, your goals maybe, and your vision, and the actions you need to take in order to reach your goals. And then we put those conversations here on YouTube for other people to be inspired by your vision and your mission and the things that you want to do in the world. And creating a community of people that are listening and watching and helping each other and reaching out to each other to actually help those dreams come true for each other. So I hope you enjoy the content. I hope you'll see Charlie in the background. He's my rubber chicken. I help empower people to not let fear hold them back and basically not be a chicken. There's a whole bigger there's a bigger, deeper, meaningful story behind Charlie and these little tiny rubber chickens that I give away. Anyways, I've given away about 1,500 and helping people, and part of my mission is to give away 10,000 of these little things. Anyways, I hope you enjoy the channel. I hope you enjoy the episodes. They're raw, they're unedited. They're just real conversations of people going after their goals and the things that come up in life. And I hope they make a difference for you. And if you got any questions, or if you want to be a part of the conversations to reach your goals, reach out and we'll see what we can do. Have a great day. Recording in progress.
Yeah,
How are you?
doing good, man. I feel busy.
It's good. Thanks for your help yesterday. So
Nice.
yesterday I needed some support if anybody's watching this.
We all, man, need support. Sometimes we just need support.
But I think I've had a breakthrough in clarity around things too. So
Yeah,
yeah, we can discuss that. But let's get in
yeah,
with you
let's do.
and find
Well,
out. Oh, let's see here. Let me share my screen. All right, Kid Advocate Network. All right,
yeah,
so
yeah.
this is for last week. So today's the 17th. Okay, here's the deal. All right, let's go through these. Why don't you take me through these?
Okay. Um, Let me get to it. I'm gonna open on mine so I can see it a little differently. Um, all right, this week was the SMART goals. Keeping with our SMART goal strategy, Monday through Friday. Was to check in with Brad, 8 to 10. I kept it pretty consistent, 8 to 10. Did not keep the consistent Tuesday, Thursday again. I noticed in my
That's
check-in.
still a new learning on that one, right?
Yeah, and it's honestly, I think I need to regroup, but it's not acceptable that um I didn't do it, because if I would have followed through with that, like really taking it more seriously, like I really got into taking it seriously my 8 to 10 time, getting stuff done, and if I
Mm.
would have done, I would be doing a lot better right now, because I'm kind of having to hustle. So that's a little bit of but I'm experiencing the byproduct of not following that through. Oh crap, I gotta go cover my. Okay, anyways, sorry. So yeah, that one didn't get, the 1 to 3 didn't get taken care of. The
What
meeting
do
with Will, sorry, go ahead.
before we jump, what do you want to be able to put in place for this next week that would be different and help you? Because it sounds like you still want to be committed to that time frame, right?
Yeah, my schedule's moving around. So one thing about the SMART goal is make sure I'm realistic. So
Hmm.
it started being not like hopeful, and then so yeah, in this accountability sessions, I'm like, okay, wait, I need yeah, I need to make sure I'm saying what's real. It's that measuring what's realistic, and then also I'm needing to also feel. Did you say something?
Mm, go ahead.
Oh, I also need to feel the push of um having the goal met at a specific time. Like it's like that thing. It's like be realistic, but also don't for me not to wimp out, kind of a thing, and not really challenge myself to be like, okay, instead of watching a movie tonight, I think I really need to follow through with this deadline and stay up a little bit later and focus on my deadline. If that makes sense.
It does, but I'm not seeing on the Tuesday, Thursday thing like is it like a break in your day where you're, starting off and
Right.
going to do something and then you having to come back and it's like a switch, like a mindset switch back to something?
Yeah, I think I don't have my a pattern that I need to get in sync with. So I think that should be part of, I didn't write that in. So with your checking and accountability to me, I appreciate it. I didn't write that in. I need to be clear this week and next week um are difficult. This week I start a new class in my schooling. So that totally affects with my amount of time to invest in con. And then the following week, I'm going to go help out my mom and work there. So I'll have my extra class. I got to do that online. And then I'm also going flying to Arizona and helping my mom. So that's why I only have the 8 to 10 right now
Hmm.
um, in showing up for that. It's because I feel like that's realistic and getting stuff done during
Cool.
that time frame. And then when I get done with my mom's, when I'm back from there, I'm going to regroup my schedule.
Okay. So you're you pushed a little bit, you learned some things, and now you're realizing too that sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't whenever you
Uh,
push towards something. You were trying to add in time, from my
yeah,
understanding, right? Trying to
yeah,
get more done, and your life's got busyness to it, and you're getting things done. You're not just working on one thing, right? So
yeah, yeah. And it's funny with the smart goal mentality. Oh, okay. Sorry. Um,
everything okay?
uh, is realistic. I like the way realistic. There's two sides to the realistic piece.
Yeah.
Um, realistic in my schedule, assessing my schedule, and then also being realistic of what it takes to run a business. You know what I mean? Like, no, realistically, I've got to invest these extra, kind of like some of the stuff we were exploring with some of
Yeah.
the pushback with you. It's like, no, realistically, we got to be putting 20, 30 hours a week into these entrepreneurial things. You can't just, I just chip away at it a couple hours a day. That ain't going to work. So I'm getting close with the launch. I'm also trying to be realistic in some of the grander goals to go, what does it take to get to those bigger goals? So that's
Yeah.
getting measured right now. And so I definitely think I will appreciate that pushback on you going, hey, let's look at your greater goals, Aaron. Are you reaching the numbers of people you're wanting to connect with now? Are you putting out the amount of podcasts that you want? Are they? So I think I'll start putting that out there as a
Cool.
way for you to keep a check on me.
Yeah. Okay. All right. What's the next one?
Okay, so then I'm meeting with Will on Tuesday morning. I tried, we got to talk and did some other side stuff. So we met, but it wasn't what I hoped for, but it was what it was because he ended up getting distracted. We ended up getting technical issues and all that stuff. But we did it and I'll set it again for this week.
Okay.
Uh,
So
uh,
can I insert something there? Or
okay.
so you did complete what you said. You had a meeting with Will and you prepared on Monday. Perfect. But I'm hearing you didn't complete something you had an expectation from that meeting. Like there wasn't
Right.
a clear established goal um, that was written down. Like I'm going to the meeting and we're going to come up with a 2-page marketing program, and by the end of it, a SMART goal for the
Yeah.
meeting.
Yeah. Right.
But the thing that where our brains have like a disconnect or like a non-completed portion is like, oh, in my head, I thought we were going to get this done, an expectation. And
Okay.
then you actually wrote down, just have a meeting with Dagan, and you actually did that. So cool. But your brain made up this other expectation, and then there's like, you're left with like a disappointed feeling of like, oh, I should have got more done, or Dagan didn't do something, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Um, so, anyways, that's something to take on next time if you're going to have a meeting. Like, what do I really want to get out of this meeting?
Okay. Yeah, I like that.
And to bring that to him too.
Yeah.
Um, what are we getting done in this meeting? What's the outcome we're producing from here? Like I'm glad we're meeting, blah blah blah. But good
Yeah.
time. He's helping push the needle on the um, not the
Inter-
camping stuff, but the what
the-
is it?
yeah. 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 He's definitely helped you with the Generation Speaks. Dagan is the Generation Speaks. Me and Will is doing just it's more or less some of the what would I call it? The rough drafts and exploration of the knowing project that's getting done through that. Some of that is getting done. So I like what you just said though about in the midst of that meeting, identifying, making sure, especially with me and Dagan, there's a SMART goal within that meeting.
Yeah,
Just for,
very
just
good.
for simple language right now, but
Yeah,
I know
not
exactly.
in the
I know.
midst of the meeting, but in the beginning of the meeting.
Yep. No. Yeah. No. 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 Yeah. Well said. Well said. And
Yeah.
that's same with the meeting on the next one, the call that didn't get done is called Nate and discuss. He's been, yeah, I'm doing the best I can with him, and I've reached a place to press. I just talked to him over the weekend. I didn't get to talk to him in person. I had to text him, and I was like, all right, dude, I need to cross some level of communication with you that you understand. I actually have a need, and I need to meet with you. So, and it's more urgent than just like, oh, doing me a favor. So I'm communicating that with him, and then he said he would meet with me this week. So that
Okay.
because that stuff on there didn't get done.
Cool. Well,
And then make a decision. I made a decision on taxes. I just got back from that, so that was a success. That was one of my big hangups. And it also said research and find both of those, research and find free tax service. So I did find a free tax service. I met with them today. I'm gonna be able to catch up in all my taxes, and they'll do them. I'm at I have all we went over all the documents I need. I had most of them, but then they they had a few things that they need me to have
fine.
prepared and be ready so they can just do them.
Okay.
So that
So
was good.
you did taxes, but they said, hey, here's what you need. We're missing these things. Okay.
Yep,
Cool.
yep. So got that in there, and then created the copy for the intro and outro for the podcast. Did that. It's about 90. It's not pressed. It's about 90% done. I have to go over it again with a little bit of editing and filtering, but that one's done, and then the um and then 50% done on the Insta and the Facebook post. Like that, I think I'll try and get. Well, I have to get it done this week because I'm launching. My goal in that is to launch Thursday morning and put out my first post on Instagram and Facebook. So
Okay.
that will be happening, and in a way, that's my first launch, soft launch. I'm tempted not to call it soft launch so that I don't be weak about it because I have plenty in place, but it's not like my super hard, aggressive launching. So, but it is enough to go, yep, I'm launching on Thursday morning, put in my first post and start advertising. So
Cool. Hey, what's the energetic or the feeling now that you've, because the taxes was something that was a big thing. Like you
Yep.
kept avoiding it. There was a huge emotional piece behind there. Like, I don't want to touch this. I don't want to find out what I gotta find out. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
So where you're on the other side of the fence now. You still haven't totally cleared it, but it's like you've climbed it, and you're like, okay, cool. I can, you know, what's happening for you now.
Um, yeah, that was an emotional hang up for sure. And like we said, there's baggage there in that some of that stuff. My own issues around success, money, all kinds of different things. So I just mainly had to human up, human up, and face it, and just be like, okay, it's time, dude. I'm grown ass adult. I just got to start tackling this stuff, and so and it did help. It's like okay, because partly I didn't want. It was so frustrating. I didn't want to go pay more money to deal with some of that stuff, knowing that I'm really in a budget sense, super budgeted right now, my money, and and so, yeah, like you inspired, look for other resources like that, looking for those other resources and find that there were some low income resources that I matched. Made that was a real help, just be like, okay, cool. I can get this done. I can feel safe about it getting done with somebody else,
Mm.
because that was part of my thing. I mean, I have enough savvy, I could do the taxes, but then sending them in, that's a red flag for an audit. I'm already in a red flag because I know that like I'm not showing a profit in my business, so that's a red flag. And I just didn't want to invite more drama my way. And then having another institution help do my taxes, I know that'll help with the auditing process or whatever, that might come my way. So
Mm.
and
Cool.
and it's getting me really clear on my financial approach. So because I got to clear up a couple things that I had questions about with this lady, and so that was beautiful, and that gave me that extra boost.
Cool.
Get it going. So there's
All right.
my feedback.
Anything
Hmm,
anything else from last week?
no.
Cool. All right, let's go into this week. So the last week is complete. The week before is complete.
Yeah,
All right.
this week's needs I can have it final. I started copy and pasting. It's not a good presentation of what I'm trying to shoot for. Because like I said, my class starts. So I'm secure on my Monday to Friday doing the 8 to 10 a.m. and then having that accountability with the clock in dot. And then I'm hoping with the edits with Nate, it's very similar to what, like I said, I got to do when I copy pasted into this format, it's got to be worked on. I was like, I just came from my tax thing, so I didn't
Yeah.
have that. Um, and so I'm doing a minimal amount right now just because I don't know what this course is going to be like when I open up today. I'm gonna check it out tonight, and then tomorrow's my school day, so I'll be kind of getting a better scope of what's going to happen this week. But I know I'm meeting with Nate. I'm also meeting with Will. I can put that in there. And again, meeting. That's why I'll edit this. Um, and I'll add here smart goal just for the quick communication. Smart goal. I'm not meeting with Dagan this week, but with Nate, and then I'm working on the taxes this week, and then I'm posting my launch Thursday morning. So those are the things I'm focusing on this week. Well, and I promise to update this with more specific you'll be able to see it by tonight. Still got daylight out. I gotta go do some other work. So before tonight, I make a commitment to make sure this is properly carved on the tree so I can't alter it.
Remember, it can always be altered, but I think the agreement I remember is we communicate if
Oh, beautiful. Yeah,
something
good.
needs to be changed or altered.
Right. Because
That
then
way
then
calculate
the
stuff happens, you know. But
yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Nice.
Cool. Anything else?
Uh-uh.
All right. let's go into mine. Oh no, that's this week. So let me look at this. 3. Here we go. Okay. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I worked 4 hours in the business. Friday, I worked probably 3-ish, and then I also worked over the weekend, but I didn't. I had I had like one of those moments. I worked on Saturday and a little bit of Sunday too, so I should I should count that as day 5, you know?
Okay.
But I didn't because I didn't do it. I didn't say what my I said the commitment was to work 4 hours on
Yep.
day 5. Did not. Um,
Love it.
I didn't like log my time, but it just didn't feel like I did. Um, you know, so um,
And my only comment to that would be I would say don't get in the habit of doing that. I would, I think
yeah,
you're powerful when you're going, yep, I'm focused on these hours. This is what I said I'm doing. I'm here to do this work.
forget what happened on Friday. I'm trying to balance uh, uh, being on the RV and going to be social and trying to make that work. And because I do need the people around me at times,
Hmm.
because if I don't, I go stir crazy and I can't focus on the other sides of things, and it really impacts me. Um, the last week's recording I did not get uploaded to YouTube. Um, there wasn't an avoidance there. I just maybe just didn't find it as important as uh, getting the funnel and stuff like that done. So I just put more focus into that. It really only takes like 10-15 minutes to do once I have it downloaded. Then I put it in the um, then I put it in the video. Uh, what's the name of it? Editor. Sorry.
Hmm.
And then I just upload it to YouTube. So anyways, there wasn't anything. I don't have any hangups about that. I feel like I'm working on the most important thing right now.
Okay.
Um, it's just a matter of continuing to be in the habit of like, okay, I got that done, or I'd have that to do, and that's a part of the process, right? Um, I did have my first coaching call with my client Dan. That went well.
Nice.
Um, I did get the messaging part of the program complete, and it's shifting from there, not shifting because I did it wrong, but shifting because I got coaching, and the coaching was you need to focus more on here and more on here, and this is what's going to work to attract clients.
Right.
Um, I did offer the coaching program to this guy Joseph,
Joseph.
and he's talking with his wife, and he's also investigating other coaches at the same time. So he's serious about it. It's important to him. I did have I had way more than 3 coaching conversations, but I didn't feel an integrity making an offer unless people felt interested. No one, the guy Joseph, um,
Hmm.
he was like, I'd like to learn more. So, um, what I learned inside of this by not completing it is one, I made an offer to my F3 community, and I've had 8 to 10 guys reach out and say, yeah, I need some help. Like I'm trying to figure
Hmm.
next steps out. Those are wonderful conversations. I really got some clarity for myself, and those guys got some clarity for themselves. So it was time well spent. Um, and I had another one today, and just in 40 minutes, I made a difference for this guy that, he was really couldn't see how well he had things. Like he was really kind of questioning his next career and retirement and whatnot. And it was wonderful to get the follow up of like he he shared like you made a big difference for me today, and that felt really good, you know. And I did do my visualizations for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. and that felt good to get those done. Um, I'm still trying to, I guess, do my best on that and see how that can work in the future. But basically, how I want my day to go and um, those types of things. It does help. Um, yeah. So that was last week. I did not
Let me
take.
ask you on your just a little feedback and prompting on your 3 coaching conversations. I'm assuming you're gonna be shooting.
Hmm, you there? You froze. You froze. Aaron, you there? Hello. You there?
Yep. Sorry about that. Lost you.
Yeah, I thought maybe it was me.
Yeah.
You're about to ask me a question.
Yeah. I was exploring the 3 coaching conversation. Just wanted to kind of vet that a little with you, just hear from you. That's I'm from some of your previous conversations. That's something that you'll probably be doing every week. Is that correct?
Um, that's something where right now I go, oh, I can't force that to happen because someone has to say yes to it, but I can intend it. I can put out, well, that's what
Marketing.
the funnel and the marketing is going to be about is like
Exactly.
generating those on a regular, consistent basis to where it's like, oh, I got 5 calls this week. Cool. You know?
So yeah, so you're gonna have some markers through your training. And right now, in your own wisdom and your own experience, because you are skilled on your own level, you've given yourself a minimum reference of saying, hey, I'm gonna pursue at least 3 people a week and try and get and promote my coaching service. Is that a fair statement?
Yes. There's resistance to saying it each week.
That's why I caught it.
So much. I hate you.
I hate this program. Never mind.
I hate you, Dad.
Why did I create this?
I hate myself. It's your fault. So
Exactly.
let's go into next week, and I would like you to not look at this. No.
Anyways, I just wanted to, yeah, maybe hit that, take that a little bit more because you have the skill set. Yes, you're getting trained and improving your skill set in that arena, but a minimum of approach of reaching out to 3 people. I mean, you sent me texts and stuff of goals for 2 years of all kinds of different things, and I've heard about you doing that. So I I think you're in the proper skill set to be pushing yourself because of what you're doing, to be having conversations with people to try and go, yeah.
I would like to revise what I had already put this into my weekly thing. So I take back what I just said. I'm better than what. Uh,
So
okay.
yeah, what do you think about that? And also too, I do feel you're might be pressuring yourself to do. I can see pressure, not pressuring, but asking someone to invest 2,500 in that might be a little bit more intimidating. But
Well, that's what I'm learning. That's what I'm learning to do, and that's what I'm learning. That's what sales is about. That's what enrolling people is about. Is like, um, uh, it's helping them see the value of something where it's important to them. You know, so I'm learning how to um, generate and create those types of offers where I feel confident and like, yeah, no, this is worth it because you're going to get a lot of value out of it. You're going to get a huge trajectory in your life. you know? So, and
Can I
understanding
get a
some
quick
stuff.
lens on you on that for the 2,500? So that's about $800. It's I'm just playing uh, a a potential client.
Mhm.
So all right, Brad. Yeah. So if I commit to 2,500, that's 3 months of a commitment to you. I'm looking at about $800 a month. What it what does that look like each week? How many hours? What's the investment time there?
Well, that's not how these conversations go.
Okay.
What, just to be, um, what ends up happening in a sales conversation is you have to help the person understand where they're at and the pain, um, of what their problem is causing in their life, and that there's an actual cost to it, right?
Well, I guess I'm sorry, but yeah, I was just trying to, like I said, I was saying, hey, I'm a client right now. I just proposed you a question. I'm like, you just said,
Yeah.
oh yeah, if I was
No,
interested.
I stopped you because if it, we were, it, bec- I stopped you at that point because what I'm learning in the sales process is that if you get to that point, the sale's lost. You have not enrolled the person because they are thinking about the features. They are thinking about how many little widgets am I going to get? How many like coaching sessions am I going to get? In order to sell someone on a program that costs some money, you have to sell them on the big benefit and the big thing that they're really after. So in my program, it's helping them get to a job and a position of what they really care about, something they really care about. So, for example, one of my clients that I worked with a few years ago, uh, he really wanted to change careers, but he didn't know how to do that because he'd been taught by his parents to do one type of thing, basically. Um, and they pushed him in one direction and he just wasn't sure and he wasn't confident on how to make that type of change. So he bought the program, because he wanted a job that he actually cared about because the pain of the job that he had was so like, dude, I can't sit here for another 3 years and doing this job. And
Hmm.
that's gonna cost me 3 years. Yes, that's worth 2,500. Yes, that's worth $3,000. And this is how all the sales kind of conversations work in any kind of program, really. Is that they help you identify what your real issue is and where that real pain point is. And then like you become the person who helps them navigate that process. They don't care about the process. Like,
Mm.
like that really you don't like when you go to take
Right.
taxes and you're like, I don't care what you
No,
do.
I really like that. I really like that. Hey, I'm jumping in really quick. Pause the recording if you don't mind. It's starting to rain here. I got to get something covered. So
Oh,
just
okay.
pause your. I didn't want to ruin it. Hold up.
Okay. How do I pause the recording? Mm, I'm pausing. All right, we're back.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
I like that. That makes sense to me. I'll use that even in my own as I evolve my education too in marketing. I get that. So
yeah, yeah, because that's exactly what you're like the Kid Advocate Network. That's the pain is they don't have a relationship with their kid or they don't have a relationship with their ex. And what would it
right,
be like if they had like a harmonious, like not a kumbaya relationship, but what if that relationship where they have to yell and scream every time they saw their kids? Or every
right,
week on the phone, like you could actually co-parent in like a collaborative manner. Oh my God, I give you 10 grand right now.
right,
Like
right.
no brainer.
Yeah, right.
He's such like a, if you can teach me to do that, you know, and that's kind of like my secret agenda with you. I hope you can, uh, hopefully one day you'll be like, Brad, please teach me because this would be amazing.
Yeah, watching it all happen in real time. You're getting be a
Yeah.
pro.
So I'm learning. And so, okay. So this week, Monday through Friday, 5 days, 5 days a week, work on the business. I've also kind of, this isn't on here, and I'm not putting it on here because it's for the job stuff, but I'm just going to do the job stuff first. Like I want to get that, I want to do the one or two, applications for the job stuff. Um, and then I'll do the business stuff. Like do that first, and then I feel like I'm not missing out on something. Like I feel like, oh man, if I don't get this, like there's that little edge of like anxiety for me. Um,
Okay.
and so I did that this morning and I felt a little better. So, okay. I need to upload the videos. Um, I I already got the messaging complete, so I think I just need to delete this. I forgot to delete that. I copied this one in there. Yeah, I will have to, you know what this is? I need to update this and put make, I'll just keep these going. Make free offer F3 community.
One thing I throw out there in my quick looking at it, and this is just a reflection back to you so that you can feel accountable to yourself. The solid you got, okay, I'm working 4 hours a day. That looks great. Like, I mean, right now, if you quickly look at this, you're like, all right, I got a lot of stuff to get done.
Uh-huh.
But you don't, right now, all the first sections are just about you staying committed to working for 4 hours a day. Where you're that, all those visualization 2 minute things.
Those are just 2 minutes in the morning.
Yeah, it's kind of filler. So what I see as far as you working, I see start practicing recording the webinar.
Mm-hmm.
Finish webinar slides. Start
Yeah,
practicing.
this is gonna take some time because I'm going back and forth with um uh going back and forth with the coaching team on that, on getting that finished out and flushed out. Like I thought I had a lot of it done today, and then I got feedback, and they're like, "No, this section right here is not what we need you to do. Like, it's not gonna convert people. Um, it's not gonna get them to sign up." So I had to learn that, and now I've got to redo it. Um, and then from there to start practicing the webinar once I get it finalized, at least to a level of like what they say. So this is going to take up time. There's other things I could be doing. Um, uh, so this is going to take
So
up.
here's what's coming up for me. I think we're getting more and more advanced in this process, and
Yeah.
so this may not be for both of us, and it may be not something you quote use in your program or process. But what I am noticing, and I'm willing to be accountable to it, is for us, because we're getting going here now, is to start being a little bit more realistic about the amount of hours. And what do you think about us kind of like, I don't want to be super happy, but throwing in like, all right, that it has an hour thing to it, because that's kind of honoring the SMART goal theme. That it's measurable. Like, what's the measurable amount of time, and like being attuned to what our work schedule is going to be like. Because I think we're going to get to a place we start properly managing our time. We're going to start to see then when do we need assistance or a help. When do we need to start delegating stuff? So because we're going to start seeing, oh shoot, my schedule, I'm getting fuller, fuller. Like I'm starting to notice that with my editing of the podcast. I'm like, okay, that's going to start eating up time, and then eventually I might have to okay, I got to get a podcast editor. So what do you think about that? Starting putting little on our little segments that we're trying to do, kind of just tag it with a amount of hours.
Well, give me an example. I'm not. I think
Like you'd say, like
but I want
like you say, you finish webinar slides so that I get amazing. So finish the webinar slide. That's about 4 hours. You just put a dash 4 hours. Start practicing recording the webinar. 2 hours.
I see. Okay, I see what you're saying. Trying to estimate.
Yeah, because it's making it measurable for us to see and start going. All right, cool. I am putting in my 20 hours a week, or I'm putting in my 10 hours. Eventually, it's going to be a lot more. It's going to be like 20. So by us putting some kind of reference, start taking a little more seriously what some of these little projects. Let's get out a little bit more of the gray zone. Let's get ourselves a little bit more.
I see what you're saying.
You don't have to. I think I might be doing it. I know that I'm still gray sometimes because um I'm not sure if that reflective point of like, all right, I hope I'm doing good by holding you accountable because it's still just
No,
trusting you that
you're good. My mind just wraps around like the webinar stuff. Like, okay, well, yeah, if I realistically look at it, it should take less than 4 hours. And that's going back and forth, emailing, thinking about things, making edits, making adjustments, like all of that. It's just in that like small chunk time, like, okay, like I just spent mm, 20 minutes 15 to 15 minutes before this call going over it, and then I spent
yeah.
another 12 minutes listening to the response from the guy who's helping me. Um, so yeah, I guess the real answer is I didn't want to get caught up. I think some of the answers, I think I agree with you. And sometimes in the past, it was a little bit of like wiggle room, right? Not in a great way,
Mhm.
but it also allowed me just to focus on doing that thing instead of trying to like be so detailed and like exact and
Yeah,
perfectionist,
yeah.
because then I would get caught up in that, like, well, how long is it gonna, or what am I, how, yeah. So there's a little bit of a balance. I think we're starting to weave and flow and like starting to learn what it's gonna take a little bit. Um, and we're just
I,
in the building phase of this. Once we start having, like a running thing, that's a whole other ball game. Like, because then you're gonna
yep.
have clients and you're gonna have emails and like rescheduling things and like payments and like all that stuff's gonna come in too. So
Cool. Yeah,
yeah.
that's exactly what I was feeling.
Oh,
And,
guys.
and I think yeah, I feel like we're doing it now consistently. So I'm gonna go ahead and present that. I'm gonna start doing that just and not for you to like be like you said, hold me hardcore. Well, did you spend a whole hour doing it? It's like, no, I'm just gonna start putting some times by these things so I can learn too. Like, oh, cool. That used to took me an hour. Heck, now I got it down to a half hour. And I'm like, I'm just starting to learn what the art, I don't know if that's the right word. What I'm starting to learn what the maintenance requirements to keep my business going. So I just thought
Yeah.
I'd throw it out there. So I'm gonna start doing it.
No, I agree with you. It's helpful. Like, that did just help me redo. Like, I just thought about like um I've got to redo the front of the website because
Nice.
it's all about accountability, right?
Yeah.
And so it's not going to take a complete rework, but it's going to take some reconfiguring. Not reconfiguring, but I'm going to have to update the verbiage on the site. And
Mm-hmm.
I may have to modify a few things here or there. Shouldn't take too long, but I need to look at the messaging of the program that I have that I'm coming up with and then the advertisement. And then I want my website to match that.
Nice.
That's what I, that's what that was one of the things I think I was a little upset about this weekend, because I think I was confronted by that. I'm like, man, I've done all this work on the accountability side, and then this guy's basically telling me no one's gonna buy accountability bread. I'm sorry,
Right.
you know, like, and I was like,
Right.
I did all this and I didn't listen again. Oh.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
so, but I did want to share the breakthrough this morning. So, anyways, the website.
Okay, so let me pause really quick. I'm good to go. I'm a little bit tighter on my usual frame, so I need to keep it another 10 minutes. I got about another 10 minutes. We'll rock it.
Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. Thank you. So, anyways, what happened this morning was I wrote this down. It's only going to take me 9 minutes to find this.
Yeah, set it up so that I can give you no feedback too. Oh, 10 minutes are up. Don't want to hear
Yeah.
anything.
So some of what I've discovered in what the coaching I got back from the marketing coach was basically, Brad, you've got two programs that you're trying to identify in what I told him. The career aspect or the accountability towards being an entrepreneur. He goes, and I think I told you yesterday, basically, the entrepreneur aspect is going to be really busy in the market. Like there's so many other people doing stuff like that, like basically a business coach. He goes, the career aspect, it's not as busy, and you've got more confidence and you've got more experience over in that one. So I'm leaning that you do that. I think you're going to see better results that way. So my ego took a hit on that. And that's what I was, I think, upset about yesterday. And then this morning, like I was praying about it yesterday. I was like, God, I need some clarity. Like, I got to know how to move forward inside of this. And the theme that's been happening over the last couple of weeks has been like, I'm like, don't be right. Like, basically follow the instructions, you know? And what I'm getting and the signs I was getting is that, like, basically, it's not about me trying to be right. It's about me making a difference and an impact with the people that I'm going to work with, right? And they have to understand what they're getting. They have to understand through the marketing and through the advertising, like, oh, that's a product and service that I would want to buy, and it has to be attractive enough for them to make an initiation to like, yes, I want to talk to that guy, right? And it's got to pull on their heartstrings. It's got to do all that stuff like what marketers do. And in my market, they're stuck for a reason. And what they want is a new job. They think their job sucks, right? They don't get yet that they haven't identified that they don't know what they really care about, you know? And I can talk about that all day, and talk about how their why is going to matter and stuff like that. That's not going to sell them. They're only going to whip out their wallet if they say, can you help me get a new job? Something I actually care about. Yes, I can. All right, here's my credit card number. Okay, let's get to work. Now let's talk about your history and your past. And then we'll
Right.
talk about all that stuff. So, anyways,
Right.
what I got really clear on was that I was trying to be right inside of that moment, and it's what they want, right? And my job's to help them find that confidence to actually get it. And that was a significant piece for me to get. Like my job, yes, I'm trying to help them find a new job or maybe even potential if they want to start a business. I don't care. Is I want them to connect to their deeper purpose. And then my job is to help them have that confidence to make that leap, whether it's a new job or a new, a new business, right? Like I'm not going to help them like uh, market the business or whatever, but I can definitely help them understand like that's going to be their driver. Like they're going to come from their heart. They're going to come from a place of like, I give a shit and I want to start this business or I want to take my career and change it into this place or not this place, but into this type of like industry or whatever, right? So I got really clear on that and like really kind of helped funnel some things for me in my head of like, okay. And it took that breakdown yesterday. Like my hand was hurting because I punched the book.
Got it. Got some of that.
Yeah. So, anyways,
Right on,
yeah, appreciate your help with that. So, anyways, that was good.
man.
Really good stuff. So, all right, cool, man. I think I may be wanting to start to bring this out, and maybe we could start to live stream this on um, some of the platforms too.
Sounds good, man.
It's gonna be good for both of us. So, all right, buddy. Anything else?
Good, man. Good. Appreciate
All
it
right.
for knowing the progress and moving us forward.
All right. Have a good week, man.
Yeah, you too. We'll talk soon. See ya.